I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the route. It starts outside one of London's finest five-star hotels, the Ritz Hotel, not the Ritz-Carlton, the Ritz Hotel, on Piccadilly. And you head down and you pass all sorts of things, but I'm just going to pick out some of them. One of them is Fortnum & Mason, which is a big store where the Queen gets her milk from. Now, obviously, she doesn't go and get it herself. She has some flunkies who go from the palace across the park, but that's where it comes from. From there, you go on down Piccadilly and come to Piccadilly Circus. And I think if you saw a picture of Piccadilly Circus, you would know exactly where it is. It's the one with the big advertising boards advertising great American brands like Coca-Cola and McDonald's, as well as some others. And from there, you go down Lower Regent Street and into Trafalgar Square. Well, Trafalgar Square is the one with the big column, with the man on top who most visitors to London aren't quite sure who he is. He's Admiral Lord Nelson, who won the Battle of Trafalgar against the French in 1805. And in fact, before they put him on top of the column, 16 people had a steak dinner, which I know would be dear to Texas hearts, on top of the column. But he's surrounded by 4 lions, and there is a rumour in folklore that if Big Ben ever strikes 13 times, those 4 lions will come alive. It hasn't happened yet, and the maintenance people at Big Ben are pretty sharp about their jobs to make sure that it doesn't happen, so we don't have to find out whether or not that is true. But from Trafalgar Square, you go onto Whitehall, and Whitehall is the seat of our national government. You pass all sorts of history. One of the first things that you pass is Admiralty House, which is the official residence of the First Lord of the Admiralty. And a little bit further down on the opposite side is Banqueting House. Banqueting House is the last surviving bit of the Whitehall Palace, which is where our monarchs lived during the Middle Ages. And curiously enough, there is an event that took place not in Banqueting House, but on a scaffold outside of a first floor, or what you would call a second floor window, in 1649. You may, from your English history, know that there was one king that we were not too keen on, and we put him on trial, and we chopped his head off. And we did it in January, 30th of January 1649. And he actually has given some advice, which is very useful, particularly, Texas is a warm state in the winter. London is not so warm. The sun may well shine on the 1st of January, but it won't be quite as warm as it would be if the sun was shining in Texas. Well, the night before his execution, Charles I told his valet that he wished him to put out 2 undershirts for him to wear, because he didn't want to shiver and people think that he was nervous as he went to his death the following morning. And so there you are, from 1649, advice from a King of England to participants of the London New Year's Day parade: wear 2 undershirts. Well, from there you pass the Cenotaph, which is our memorial to our national war dead. And a little further up on the right is Downing Street, which is the number 10 Downing Street being the official residence of the Prime Minister. And from there you reach the finale area. This is the last place that you will perform. You will go from there into Parliament Square. And one of the things that I most enjoy on New Year's Day is watching the faces of the participants as they finish the last performance and as they move into Parliament Square. And it's just a beautiful setting with Parliament and Big Ben there, with Westminster Abbey, with the Supreme Court, and with the Treasury Building, all there in this iconic part of London. And Parliament Square, as you might expect, has a number of statues. There is one statue which holds some personal feelings for me, and you actually pass straight past it as you leave the arena, and that's the statue of my great-grandfather, Winston Churchill. And I always say to people taking part in the parade, then what you should do as you pass the statue is to glance up at him, and although it may look as though he is looking rather sternly towards you, he actually has a twinkle in his eye, and he's there giving you encouragement, telling you that you've done a grand job and entertained all the crowds.